From the Bella Twins getting their first win in 5 years to Sami Zayn becoming the new United States champion, here is the SmackDown review for March 27th, 2026. We kicked off the show with a Randy Orton promo where he was acting all heelish like he did back in the day, and his voices, he said that he stopped listening to them apparently, but even though he's mentioned them literally every week. But anyway, the crowd was not digging his heel promo. But then, of course, Matt Cardona came in with the surprise, storms down and hits Randy Orton with the mic. Randy Orton goes backstage and talks with Nick Aldis, infuriated that Matt Cardona could just come out and interrupt his promo. Next up in the lineup was the Bella Twins versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Now, this is one of the Bella Twins' first matches together since April of 2021. And you gotta admit, that's impressive. And it was also one of their first wins since April of 2021 because the Bella Twins did come out on top, and it was a pretty fun women's tag team match. Shortly after that, we had a promo with Rhea Ripley where she was talking for a while, getting the crowd all involved and happy until Jade Cargill, Michin, and B-Fab came out, which apparently Michin and B-Fab are now like Jade Cargill's like kind of servant, and they eventually settled on Rhea Ripley versus B-Fab, and that match would be right after a commercial break that they did take.
And Doug.
It was a short match due to the boring interference of Jade Cargill that we all expected. And I just want to say that Rhea Ripley and Jade's Cargill storyline isn't really that entertaining. And honestly, it doesn't really deserve to be a WrestleMania caliber match. I feel like that's a SummerSlam match, which is another big PLE. Next up was Jelly Roll versus Kit Wilson. And now the Kit Wilson character, even though it matches Pretty Deadly pretty well, he's just solo and he's not as good solo, I'm not gonna lie. And Jelly Roll, he's a musician. He's not a wrestler, so he doesn't really fit in this wrestler category. And I do find it kind of funny that he did win, and then he got act all surprised and he didn't know that he won. He was like, "Oh my gosh, did I win?" And I just want to know what Jelly Roll's going to do at WrestleMania because they're obviously building to a WrestleMania run with him. But it's just the question of Kit Wilson versus Jelly Roll at WrestleMania? No thanks. Next up was a Carmelo Hayes United States Championship Open Challenge, and the person to accept was Sami Zayn after we saw him earlier in the night backstage after he slapped Trick Williams in the face when Trick was talking with Nick Aldis. So you can imagine that after Sami Zayn won this, Trick Williams interfered, and now that sets up a new WrestleMania match that could go on the card, which is Sami Zayn as the new United States champion versus Trick Williams. And for the main event of the night, it was Randy Orton versus Matt Cardona, which was set up earlier in the night. And I will admit Cardona got a little bit of love. Overall, Orton was dominating in this match. Randy Orton picked up the win, but the dumb thing was that after that, Cody Rhodes came and fought after a very long walk. It was so long they took a commercial break.
And if you don't have the right insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
The fight goes a way too long. There was so much security, and shouldn't security do their job? I feel like they didn't really do they just kind of like pat you and touch you, but they don't actually do anything. Jelly Roll comes out to aid to Cody, and Jelly Roll ends up getting RKO'd, and that is how the show ends. Is Randy Orton RKO's Jelly Roll, Randy Orton walks down the path back to the backstage, and then it goes off the air. Now, the Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes storyline, I am actually a big fan of it because Randy Orton turning heel was definitely a good choice by the creative because Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton as two baby faces would have not been a good call. So, and I like heel Randy Orton personally more than what he was when he beat up Cody senseless. That was all just the voices in his head. And as for Cody, I hate him. He's boring. I'm glad he lost the title when he did, and he deserves to lose. Randy Orton deserves to win at WrestleMania. And that was everything from March 27th to SmackDown. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.